Hey everyone, Tiffany here, back with another video. I went on a little walk through the park this past Tuesday and it was lovely. My intentions were to find some blossom trees because I don't remember the last time I saw any blossom trees in Central Park, so it's been a while since I took a walk during the springtime. But I did manage to find a bunch of beautiful, beautiful trees, and I kind of tucked some of them into my journals here. I don't actually pick the flowers off the trees. I always look on the ground and find some pieces that have fallen or that other people, they tend to pluck the blossoms off and just sort of leave them on the ground, and so I always pick up the ones that I find. So when I was walking throughout the park, that is what I did. I found a little spot somewhere in the middle of the park and I sat down and decided to do a little bit of journaling. I did bring my journals and my supplies with me on this little walk through the park in case I wanted to sit down and document things. I also had my camera, but as you will see here, I had to sort of kind of hoist the camera on my lap a little bit, so the angle is a little bit off. But it was really, really nice to sit down and just sort of play with my papers and things in my journals in the park. And I've always wanted to do it, but the weather has been so bad. But since the weather's been getting nice because of the change of seasons, I might actually go into the park and do some journaling more often. But yeah, this is sort of like a different sort of artist state journal with me video. I really just wanted to take myself outside. It was a beautiful day this past Tuesday, and I just kind of wanted to go to the park. I did treat myself to some supplies at Muji before I entered the park on 59th Street. So there's that too, but I just really wanted to go into the park. I haven't been into Central Park in probably over a year, and I just kind of wanted to look around, find some beautiful florals, and just soak in the nature and the inspiration and document it in my journal. So this is sort of like a non-traditional type journal with me video, only because I'm combining it with this little artist date that I went on. So if you notice, I'm working in two journals. I actually brought both my Silverarum and my Unraveling journal with me. So in this little bit here, I am just going in to finish up the spreads that I had started. When you press florals, you should really press them like overnight so that they get really nice and flat and dry. These florals were still a little bit moist, but they were flat when I got back in and decided to finish up the spreads here. But yeah, so I brought my Silverarum and my Unraveling journal, and most of the journal with me portion of this video will be me working in my Unraveling journal because I have a lot of thoughts on just time passing and getting older. I did have a birthday last week, so like that sort of idea just has been in my head, and I want to get that down into my Unraveling journal because it is sort of like my one little word for the year, or like a growth sort of journal that I am keeping. But I also wanted to get down this trip in my Silverarum, so I did press some florals into it, and I am just taping it down and adding some of my stickers onto the page. It's really simple. It just doesn't really need much writing or anything like that because it's sort of just, it's my, artsy commonplace book. It is an art journal. It is a catch-all journal. I just wanted to get something of my day down into it, so I thought pressing some flowers in would be a nice touch here. And I'm just putting this little sort of like vellum-y type paper over it so that when the flowers really dry, they don't really transfer onto the next page. So this is my Unraveling journal. I also pressed a floral into this one too because I wanted to capture that nature and the inspiration. of the day in here as well. And again, I'm just using some of my stickers and just adding little bits and pieces there. And I did most of this collage in the park, but I am just sort of like finishing it up. And like before I actually started this page, I did like write another year on the other side of the page, because it's the intro to, I think it's a chapter in the Secret Garden book, and the chapter title is, I believe it says, "It Has Come." And so, you know, another year, it has come. I wanted to do something like that, but I really didn't like that blue that I wrote it in. I wish I wrote it in black. So you will see that I'm kind of like putting my title on the collaged page, and I will be covering up that little illustration just to cover up the green "another year." And I do put a spot underneath that is just grid paper, and that is where I did my journaling. Now I don't do my journaling anymore on camera, because especially in this book, because this is my kind of like my personal book, and I really don't want people to read what I write in here, but I do want to share sometimes the process of me making certain pages. So, but you'll see that in a moment after I finish playing around with my sort of like title here on this page. And that's pretty much it. My little collage that I do on the other page is really, really simple. And yeah, I just kind of wanted to share this little walk in the park that I did and the pages that came from them. I really hope you all enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all next time. Bye!